get the opportunity, it's a great tournament set up. It's history making tournament, and I'm just really glad to be a part of it.
When you prepare for Arthur, what are you preparing for most?
Basically, there's 2 championship belts. There's 2 championship belts at stake, and I won them. And Arthur's a stepping stone. He's second in line, and I'm planning on getting him out the way and focusing on getting them titles.
Obviously, he's very confident coming in. He says he thinks he's going to win. He can take you. What gives you the confidence to think you're going to walk away victorious Saturday night?
Well, just my natural ability alone gives me the confidence, and the fact that I put in the hard work, the dedication, and the know-how, and mentally, I know I'm ready.
What's the communication been like, if any, between camps from the get-go when you guys knew you were going to face each other?
We haven't had a chance to communicate really, but going through the media tour and the press conferences, he seems like a nice guy. But just like me, I'm a nice guy outside the ring. It's like metamorphosis when I jump in that ring. It's all business, so I don't really do too much talking outside the ring. I'm just really ready for the action.
But what about the thrill you mentioned about bringing this back to Michigan? The thrill of going out there Saturday night and being on the stage with Joe Louis.
Like I said, it's really monumental. Detroit, Flint, Saginaw, it's all been sleeping on boxing for a while. And they ain't had a big fight here in a long time, and I'm glad to be able to bring that back and bring that excitement back to let them know that, Michigan is still on the map.
How do you keep your mind focused when you see all of this and you know that there's going to be so much attention on this fight?
Just the hard work I put in, and I can't let nothing get in the way of that. And my dedication and my dream, I don't let nothing get in the way of that. And that's what keeps me motivated, and that's what keeps me focused.
Last one for me, I'm sure there's a lot of questions, but when you're preparing for a fight like this, how much of it is preparing specifically for your opponent as opposed to honing your own skills and making sure you do what you do?
Well, it's really 50-50. Then on top of mental, you have to have a different game plan for different fighters. They all come in all types of game plans. I've been in many guys like Arthur Abraham, none as explosive, but I've been in there with power punchers, and I've handled them all quite well, so I've been pretty much doing the same thing I've been doing for any other fight, and it's going to be tough, very tough for him to adapt to my style, but I'll catch on to his real quick.
Thank you.
Andre, it says he has a plan. They've developed a plan for you with your elusive speed. I mean, have you got any specific plans for him?
Just going in with a smart game plan. He'll see when I get in the ring. They'll see when I get in the ring. But I have a perfect game plan as well. I'm going there and execute and box to the best of my ability.
It's just going to develop into a slugfest at any time, or do you think he'll keep on moving and keep on, keep him, following you?
Whatever the case, I'll be ready for it. My boxing abilities is set, and I won't feed into the frenzy as far as banging go, because everyone knows I'm a boxer, but I do have my share of brawls. But if it comes to it, I will let these hands fly, but I believe I can get through this fight with these.
How does it feel to be fighting in Detroit?
It feels pretty good. Like I said, it's game changing. It's bringing a new face here in Michigan, as well as keeping the boxing community up here in Michigan. It's something to look forward to for everybody around the Midwest.
What do you expect from him in the opening stanza of the fight?
Well, we all know that he fights in his hometown and around his hometown a lot, and he wants to make a big statement in America. So I'm really prepared for anything. He's fighting in my hometown. He pretty much thinks he needs to knock out to win. So who knows? He can come out very strong, unlike the rest of his fight. So I'm really prepared for whatever comes.
Do you have to take a little different mental approach in the preparation, knowing that you are close to home? There's going to be so many more people who are interested on the days leading up to the fight.
That's just the thing. Fighters that fight in their hometown, they have to be focused mentally. You have to keep your mental. You have to keep your mental game just as sound as your physical game. So first step is staying focused, staying on the situation at hand, and execute your game plan, and then you get in there with your physical.
Do you thrive on what might perhaps be some more pressure, knowing that there's going to be a lot of people in the seats rooting for you and cheering you on?
I'm really just looking forward to that. I haven't had it yet. I had fun in Flint one time, but that was just a crowd-based fight just to get a fan base. And this right here, this is big, this is monumental, and this is something I'm looking forward to, but I won't let it distract me.
1980 Hearns drops Cletus, the crowd goes wild. I mean, are you expecting to be able to not do the same necessarily, but do you hope it'll be a great win for yourself?
I'm definitely hoping for a great win, a solid win, to let the crowd know that I'm here, to let the Super 6 individuals know I'm here, and just for Showtime and everybody in general, let them know I'm just here to make a statement.
Michigan hasn't had someone that they can call their own since Hearns left the game. I know I did Pilata and Tyson here. So for Andre, it's his chance to become Michigan's own hometown, fight fan-based fighter. So it's a very, very big fight for Andre, more than just the Super 6. It's more as who he can become in his own home state. And as he said, the most important thing is that he stays focused. One of the problems with fighting at home are there are a lot of pressures on the fighter that aren't there when we're traveling on the road.
Andre, you've been in this fight there for several years now. What do you make of professional boxing, big fights, tension, the pressure? What do you make of it? Are you glad that you're in this game, or are you glad you're fighting for a big crowd?
Boxing is really one of the best sports there is, and I'm not saying that because I know this. It's because all sorts of situations happen, all sorts of things happen, surprising or stuff you see. You don't see the same thing in boxing matches, So the boxing game is always surprising. This is bringing something new to it, and it's just really making it explosive. And I still feel to this day that this is one of the most exciting sports in the game today. One of the most smartest sports as far as the sweet science in this game today, and just all around skill. You have to have a lot of skill to be a boxer. I'm just glad to be a part of this.
I just want to tag on to that as far as boxing and something about Andre Dirrell that I think is important. My dad just passed 2 weeks ago, so this is my first fight since my dad passed, who was my best friend and a huge boxing fan. I got over 200 or 300 emails from around the world about my dad, numerous calls. Can't tell you how much food was sent to my home. But what I want to tell you about Andre Dirrell is when I came into town I flew in almost midnight Monday night. When I saw Andre for the first time on Tuesday, before he shook my hand, before he hugged me, before he said hello, he said, "I'm sorry about your dad." Those were the first words out of Andre Dirrell's mouth. So I just want you to know that says a lot about Andre Dirrell, who's here, about Andre, world titles, big fights, Super 6, Showtime, hometown. That's the first thing he said. And I think that's important that you all know that about Andre. It speaks a lot for who the man is. Any other questions?